Have you ever seen Gypsy get into an altercation? Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Skippity Doodah.
Hey,
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you taking the
Yeah.
time. So, you have a wild story.
Yeah, some could say that.
So, where were you born and raised?
Um, in Missouri, Jefferson County, St. Louis County. Um, it's pretty much the gist.
What was the reason why you ended up locked up?
So I was young, really, really young, and just was hanging around the wrong crowd, wanted to do my own thing, didn't really want to, I guess, follow the rules and authority issues. And sure enough, it caught up to me and I paid the price.
And how long of a prison sentence did you have?
I got a 6 year sentence and I did 4 years in between jail and the penitentiary.
Wow. So, what was your prison experience like?
I mean, it's not what it's like TV makes it out to be. It's not like Orange is the New Black. It's like high school with just females of all different ages. It's like a college dorm setting. It was pretty
So,
wild though. Definitely don't want to go back.
was that your first time, your only
Yeah.
time in prison?
My only time, my first time, and never again.
So you came across some pretty, you would call them infamous people.
Yeah.
What was your first time ever coming across Gypsy Rose?
The first time ever was obviously on the news. That was the first appearance for all of us ladies that was in there with her was the news. And it wasn't a big deal. Like it wasn't that like, oh my god, she's famous type thing. It was literally like, oh, someone just committed something pretty bad. She'll be in here with us eventually. And when she got there, I can't even tell you I remember the day she got there because it really wasn't that big of a deal. Um, my one and only time I had an encounter with her was out on the yard at a picnic table. She sat down by me, and I think she asked me for a lighter or a cigarette. I can't really remember exactly. And I just looked at her and was like, who is this weirdo talking to me right now? Like, mm-mm. And ever since then, everybody just watches her from afar because she hangs out with the wrong crowd in prison. So you just don't do that. So you know,
What type of stuff was she getting into?
well, she hung out with the girls, the baby killers. So she, you just don't hang around that crowd. So she was, snitching on people, just doing things that you just shouldn't do. That's just like a unspoken rule in there. Um, she just really wasn't that girl. She wasn't the star inmate.
Because she puts out a different
Yeah.
portrayal of what
Yep.
it was like in there for her, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So
Yeah.
do all them girls hang together? The
Yeah.
girls that are convicted of
Yes.
killing their babies and things like that?
Yes. That's like it's so prison has cliques. Like I said, it's like high school. There's cliques. There's the long timers, the lifers, and then you have like the druggies, and then you have those, the pedos and the, baby slayers, and then you have people like me that have a lengthy sentence, but you're not there for that long. Like 4 years is a long time for normal people, but in the prison world, it's not long because the lifers look at you like, oh, she doesn't have that long, and then the people with short amount of time like, oh, she has too much time.
They call it a skid bid.
Yeah. So, you know, it's just real clicky. So yeah, they stuck together. They would defend each other, but and a lot of people don't understand that if you fight one of them or harass one of them, it's a hate crime. So that's a whole new charge for you. So that's why people like that don't get beat up.
A hate crime? What do you mean?
Yes. It's a hate crime. It's discrimination. I don't know the logistics of it all. But yeah, that's why none of them ever got touched or fought. Like nobody tried fighting them. It's a hate crime,
Have
which
you
is
ever
really
seen?
weird.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
It's not a hate crime here in Connecticut.
Yeah.
They will
Yeah.
put you on the ground.
Yeah.
So, um, I spent quite a few years in prison myself.
Yeah.
Um, have you ever seen Gypsy get into an altercation?
No. The most I've seen her is crying to a correctional officer, um, because either she wanted this or she wanted that, or just throwing a fit about things. No one, she didn't really have altercations. No one tried fighting her. I don't know exactly how to word it. But the long timers, the lifers, people would use her before she got money. Like she would be washing people's underwear in there for a pack of noodles. Yeah.
She
Yeah.
she didn't have people sending her money, right?
Not right away, no. She claims that her dad and Christy sent her 200 and Ken sent her 300. So she was getting 500 every like 2 weeks or something like that. I don't know, but it's really hard to believe that because your spending limit in Missouri's correctional, the women prisons was only like $80 a week plus your fundraiser, which is not that much more.
So there's no possible way she was getting more than that.
I mean, it's possible, but it's just gonna sit there. So she would have like thousands and thousands of dollars coming out.
Do you think she was getting extorted by other inmates?
No, I don't. I think I think she wanted to like have friends and wanted to, I guess, belong and be accepted, but n- she really was a nobody. So it really, you know, I don't think they were trying to extort her, but I think they saw an opportunity to gain from her towards the end. And
Because she was getting
yeah.
notoriety and people were
Hmm.
noticing, right?
Yeah. And it's funny because when I got out, it was like a year or two after I got out. I made a video, a TikTok about being in prison, and I was going to interview long timers. I was going to interview Alyssa Bustamante, my old cellie, and a few other long timers for like my YouTube. And I reached out to Gypsy before she was even big on anything and told her the amount of support she has, how many people love her, and blah, blah, blah. And she never responded, which is fine, no big deal. And then her old cellie, her old best friend Rachel came out, and that was Gypsy's voice. And then she just blew up overnight. So I kind of like to think I gave her the idea, but you know, you never know.
She's getting all these interview deals and things like that from
Yeah.
different networks.
Yep.
And
Dr.
she
Phil.
and I seen a thing where she said, "I don't want to keep bringing up this drama,"
Yeah.
but she'll do it for money.
Yeah. Absolutely. She's all about the money. She's always been about the money, her and her mom.
And like her husband, I feel like she's been using him. The
Yeah,
first one.
I I think the whole family and everybody associated with her is just weird. I think their intentions aren't the best. I don't think anybody, like, if they truly cared about her, I don't think their intentions are for her well-being. I think she's used to being controlled and being used, and I think that's what like her stepmom's doing. Ken, I think all of them. I don't think Ryan could handle it.
Because was she married to Ken before?
I
Like,
don't know. I don't know the drama, the timelines with Ken and Ryan and when they met or who she met first or what the case is. Because I can admit that Gypsy did have a lot of men, a lot of people writing her fans. So it's so hard to keep track of like who comes and sees who or what her deal is because people like Gypsy who have fans like that and get money or gifts or mail, they're all over the place and they brag about it. So it's like you either listen to it and fangirl with them or you just ignore it and call it a day.
she had a pack of baby killers around her, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
It is pretty crazy. Like, and you know, she hasn't come out and made a comment about that yet, which she's probably going to try to do some legal action against me for saying that. But I mean, I dropped names that are still in prison. So I mean, she can try to do what she wants to do, but it's easy to have like 6 people on the outside testify with me and then people still in prison. You know, it's like hearsay. It's he said, she said bullshit.
Yeah, but you got all these people. It kind of confirms it.
Yeah. Yep. I stand on everything I say. There's no reason for me to lie. So it's kind of, I think with me speaking up, more people are going to speak up too because she's had roommates that are not in prison anymore. So like people she stole commissary from. You know, I'm waiting for those people to come and speak out because those were her real cellmates. I was just on the yard with her.
So she was stealing from people in there
Yeah,
that you
snitching.
allegedly.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, before she got money, yeah, she had a problem with stealing. Yep.
And there's no repercussions for women that steal in prison?
No, it's like a kiddie camp. Honestly, people aren't getting shanked. They're not getting stabbed. If a fight breaks out, it's because someone wanted the microwave first, or you're taught. Why are you talking to my girlfriend? You know, it's stupid petty stuff. The most you're gonna get out is an argument or yelling, and a CO has to come and break it up or tell them to shut up. It's literally not that extreme. At least in Missouri's women's prison. I don't know about any other state, but Missouri's women's prison, it's like kitty camp for sure.
And you never seen anyone yelling things at her, telling her like she's a disgusting person, anything like that?
I
Nothing.
mean, people would talk about her like her hygiene was poor. I never seen anybody like physically like get in her face or yell at her because there's guards everywhere, you know, and you have a chance of going to the ADSEC, going to the hole. Because guards in those prisons are real quick to take you to ADSEC, and it's up to your, you know, counselor to get you out or not. So the hole is pretty scary for a lot of people. A lot of people don't want to go to ADSEC.
Have you been there?
Oh yeah, I spent a lot of time in ADSEC.
For what?
Going out of bounds, going because you know I had girlfriends in there. So I mean, one time I went to my girlfriend's wing, which is her dorm, and I went to the ADSEC for that. A few little fights. I went to ADSEC for that. I worked in the kitchen. I had a butter fight with somebody. It was like a playful fight, like we were throwing butter around, and someone told on us. So I went to ADSEC for that. I went to
How long
ADSEC.
do you stay in for that? How long do they keep you for?
Um, it depends. Your counselor comes and does a review. So she or he has the opportunity to take you out. That's about 3 days. And if they don't, then it's 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days. The most I did was 65 days.
That's a long time.
It is a long time, but it's peaceful. Sometimes you just need a reset.
Are you by yourself when you're in SEG, or do you have
You have a
a
roommate.
bunkie?
Yeah. Sometimes you're by yourself, or sometimes they put you with somebody.
What kind of setting is this prison where you guys were?
By
Is it
setting.
cells, dorms? Was it like
So
cells, dorms?
it's like a dorm. It's a dorm for sure. It's not a cell. There's no bars on your door. It's an actual door. Well, it's not like an actual door, but like a metal door. You have windows, but there's bars on the window, obviously. You have a mezzanine level, and then you have the bottom, and then you have your day room. The bathrooms are like high school bathrooms, with the dividers. And
How many people in each room?
Vandalia, there's 6, and Chillicothe, there's 4.
And it's all gossip in there.
All gossip. It's literally,
Who are
straight up.
some of the other people you were locked up around, and what were some of their crimes?